Very good evening to everyone watching. Today we are back at it in the ACC game, and today we are at the Hungarian circuit where we can see a lot of action today indeed. But meanwhile, let me just introduce you to my co-commentators today in the box. I have yaddyvirus as well as an old comer Nirma joining me today in the comms box. So how is it going, guys? How is it going, Nirma? How does it feel to be back?
Hey, yeah, I've missed sim racing so much. I've completely been out of the world of sim racing ever since getting a job. So I think this is going to be my first race, commentating in a long, long time. So it's going to be fun, and I'm
Yes.
I'm sure these drivers are going to have a really, really beautiful and fun race in store for us.
Yes, indeed. There are minor server issues that are going around, so till then you will just have to hear the beautiful voice of Nirma while you are waiting for the servers to get up and we get back into the quali. But coming back to you, Yaddyvirus, how has it been going? I believe this is your first time you're watching an ACC race and commentating over it.
Yep, yep. I've actually preferred to be in most of them, but just like every other race driver in real life who wasn't fast enough for the track, ended up in the commentary box. Here I am.
That explains a lot and has a lot of resemblance to real life as well. So let's not commentate more on that. Meanwhile, I have gotten the notification that the servers are up, so we will be soon seeing the race go into start off with the quali session. The drivers start off with the quali session, but till then we are at the Hungaro ring. So Nirma, I believe you would have driven a lot of laps in the F1 game, at least on this track, and even on in the ACC game as well in the last season. So any thoughts, any comments, any reactions on this race?
The first thing to look out is for turn one. That's going to be really interesting. It's going to be really fun to watch how drivers going to take it, especially after the F1 race in Hungary, the Bottas incident. And yeah, I don't think I've driven on this track in season three because I got a job midway through and just completely dropped. I've driven a lot on F1, but I feel the ACC track is much more unforgiving, much more aggressive. It's going to be difficult for the drivers to battle it out on the second sector, but if they do, expect some drive-throughs and expect a lot of damage for the drivers.
And what are your thoughts on the, setting up the car? Because I believe it's a kind of a high downforce track where you need a lot of turn in, but again, the only place where you can kind of sort of go for an easy pass will be the start finish line. So, do you set up your car as if it's quicker on the straights, or do you set it up so that it's quicker on the corners?
I would, if it was me, I would have gone for a more straight line speed than corner. A high downforce setup because I don't like all the people in our community are really, really good. So I know I have no chance on the corners whatsoever. So I would have gone for the straight line speed and probably get the move down either around turn four, where Hamilton got the move, plus or was trying to get the move done on Alonso, and start finish 9, as you mentioned before.
Yes, indeed. So, a couple of flashbacks from the previous race that we had last week. AJ was dominating the field for most of the part until Masoom came back in the second race. So, it was, we can see another AJ dominance, and I just had a small chat with him a couple of days back, and I got to know that the man is playing on a controller, so he is literally wrecking the wheel boys on the track right now, and we can see the same wreckage today in today's session as we are into quali. The session has been forwarded into quali. Let's just hop into the game and we'll get back to you guys as well as we head over to quali. Yes, there it is. Just doing a couple of settings. So yaddyvirus, what is your experience with these cars, you know, GT3 cars? Have you ever watched them race, or have you ever, you know, watched a race in real life or driven one of these?
So no, actually for me it's the quid all the way on city streets. But all the driving I've done on this track honestly is in Assetto Corsa Competizione. So you know, good track, fun, fast flowing corners. You just go out and have fun. That's basically what I aim in every race. Positioning always comes second to me. But other than that, yeah, pretty fun. Been a Lambo fan here at this track for quite a lot of time. Driven a little bit of the Mercedes as well, the MG GT3, but honestly, with the front heavy car that it is, and with the, you know, going for straight line street setup as Nirma said, because straight, no chance on the corners. So yeah, that's a great fun.
Yes, that kind of just, you know, the whole track. But coming back to you, Nirma, we know that you are also an anime fan, and right now Quantum is also running a livery which has some anime on the side. So your comments on the liveries would be very valuable here.
I like the colors that he's playing with. It's nice, but then nothing can get better than what I made last season. It took me 2 hours to make it. Yeah, but I like it. I can't make out what anime he has on it. Or it's just random animes.
It might be just random animes. Let me just get a closer side view. Yes, it seems like a random.
Yo, I think this is Sword Art Online.
But that's the livery.
Anime just by looking at the character.
That's the livery that Quantum has gone with. We will be showcasing other guys' liveries as well as we progress through the race, through the session. Whenever we get bored, whenever there is no action, we will be looking at their livery, as Panda has gone for more of a rainbow color livery which he was running even in the last race. Has begun his lap. Let's just go on board him and have a look at the lap that is going through as he is approaching turn 5. Uphill climb, the inner curb kills you in F1. I'm not sure about ACC, but seeing that drivers are avoiding it, I can confirm that here also it kills you, as he tries to miss those 2 orange sausage curves that he had on the chicane, going through the left and right and again left through the curbs, mounting his car on the curbs, using as much of the track, maybe a bit more than what he should be using, as he goes through the last couple of corners. Brakes hard just before maybe he got a bit more turn in from that Porsche than he needed, as we can see him losing his car even on the exit there. Porsche being one of the twitchier cars in the game can be a bit tricky to maneuver. So we will have to see what Panda can do and come out on this lap, as we have a couple of times coming up on the board. Singh setting the fastest time of a 1:43.4. Panda also sets a time which is 1.7 seconds lower than him, so he's definitely going for more runs. Not happy with that. Maybe some setup changes that he will be looking into.
I think in the final sector he has like around half a second or 6 tenths, and in the final corner itself I think he has around 2 tenths. I didn't think he carried enough speed through the corner in the final run, in the final corner. And as well, you see a lot of drivers going out in packs right now. If you could look at the car ahead, approaching turns 4, there are 3 cars over there. All of them are going in packs, so it's going to help them a lot. Unless the driver ahead of them messes up, and it also messes up their own lap, which is going to be frustrating but hilarious for us commentators and viewers to watch.
And Prakhar is actually gaining on them, so Prakhar will be actually biting his nails that maybe the guys up ahead of him pick up their pace and just get going, otherwise it might become a 3-man battle in the quali where there needs to be none.
I've raced last season, and I usually yell a lot when I'm racing because of the frustration. And looking at Prakhar's streams, he's one of the most cool-headed drivers I've ever seen drive from the community. He's so cool-headed, level-headed. He knows if something goes wrong, alright, I'll just think about it all this moment. Whereas me, I just start yelling the moment something does not go according to plan. And well, as you were saying, the drivers ahead, Prakhar catching up with the drivers ahead. He overtook one of them, since the driver, I think, abandoned his lap. Let's see if Prakhar can be on par with Myth, who is 1.143 faster than him.
Yes, it is just a second, but it's a big second. It doesn't seem he doesn't improve in this lap at least. So we'll get back to him in the later lap. Maybe still warming his tires, because generally one out lap and maybe the next hot lap won't be your fastest hot lap. It will be the after the hot lap, the next lap. So basically you have to do 2 laps is what I'm telling, making it more confusing, as we have Kapil also racing today. Is that one of the default liveries, or man has put in some effort in making the livery?
I think it's a default livery for the Aston Martin. No. I think I would correct myself. I think it's a custom livery.
Okay. So he has put in some effort in making some hexagons on his bonnet. It seems like it. But yeah, coming to you, yaddyvirus, we are having a 22-man grid. Last race was a 29-man grid. So do you think that there will be any devoid of action today on the track, or are you expecting a bit of more action here, considering that it's Hungary and not a track where people can just fly off?
Yeah, there is that, and having raced against these guys and like a bunch of online communities, you say the pack is like kind of pretty close knits and like groups of 3 or 4. So I believe we will be seeing action. The 22 or 29 man grid won't make much of a difference in my opinion. Plus, quick corners, not so many long straights. This is gonna be fun.
Yes, indeed. As we wait more 2.5 minutes for the action in the race to begin. Right now you are viewing the action in quali as Kapil rounds up the final corner, missing the apex by quite some margin there. Not sure intentional or non-intentional, crosses the line, still 2 seconds below P1, that is Myth. So Kapil has been moved to silver. So just a clarification to the guys who are watching us right now. On the left side you see white, grey and red color drivers. So if you are confused what that means, it's nothing but that's their category that they have been slotted in based on the pace that they had shown us in the last season and in the sign-ups when the season was about to begin. So white drivers are the pro class category, so they are one of the quickest and the fastest of the fastest. So don't be surprised to see just the white drivers on the top of the list. Then comes the silver drivers, who are second to the pro drivers, but they do not lose a punch in their driving style for sure. So they will be following the white drivers, that is the pro category. So that will be the silver category, and in the red we have the AM category. So they are still learning the ropes of this game, trying to get as quicker as possible. As we see one more car of, I'm not sure who, that's Sai Prithvi, that's a pro stuck behind an AM. So that's one of the issues in this game.
Tony Man does not care about the driver behind him. That is beautiful.
Man be like, you were on a quali lap, you asked for it, you should have expected that a pro should not be that close to an AM in the hot lap. As Dodimon crosses the line, does improve 1 second on his time, so that explains why he was not willing to yield there.
I mean, if the driver does complain to Dory man, he'll just go on. It sounds like a you problem. It doesn't sound like a my problem. You should have just backed off way ages ago.
Yes, indeed. Let's go on board Devlish Singh, who is still 200 slower than Myth. Will be looking to improve on his time and maybe get that pole position. But we'll see how it comes. But talking about Lambo and your favorite car being Lambo Jackster, sorry, my bad. So your
Yaddyvirus.
yaddyvirus. I don't know
Yeah.
where did Jackster come from. Is he even racing today?
I
Ah,
don't
yes,
see him
he
on the
is
board.
P5. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So he was also one of the Lambo fans, but in this season he has gone for the Bentley, the thick boy. But talking about that, talking about the Lambo itself, what do you have to say about the pace that Dhavlesh shows on that Lambo?
So I could tell Davlesh on average is around 2-3 seconds faster than me. So his pace is actually pretty good. I'm actually surprised how. Oh, wait, that's exactly what I was going to say. I was surprised how a McLaren was on pole and then Davlesh puts the Lambo there.
That's how positions change. But it seems like McLaren is also doing pretty well today. P2 and P3 by the McLaren's P1. Dablesh again putting the lap there, and Masum being a bit slack off, 3 tenths down. Maybe he's looking for some action on the track and purposefully set a slower time. But it seems like everyone has come back into the pits except a couple of cars. Car number 60, if I can go on board him, I don't know. I do not like the spectator mode of ACC, especially when you are cycling through drivers. There it is. So car number 12 of Tech. He is one. Okay, that's a new name that I am seeing. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Nirma. Have you heard this name?
No, I have not. Who is this?
But he is in P8, so he is definitely surprising us there. Top of the silver class right now.
Was he the only driver who is still on the lap? If we can go on board him. Oh, never mind. I stand corrected yet again. Thank
Yes.
you, ACC.
But this is the quali over. We will be going into a 20-minute race that we have, and right now drivers doing their setup, and that's why the animation shows that their cars are jacked up. But let's go on the grid and go through the field. Let's have a look at what we are dealing with today. So we have the starting order here right in front of us. We have Davlish Singh in P1 in that Lambo, Myth in the McLaren in P2, AJ in P3, Masum in the Ferrari in P4, P5 by the Jackster in the Bentley, P6 by Prakhar in the Bentley again, P7 by Sai Prithvi, and then comes Tegi on. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but he is topping the silver class right now. Oshan following right behind him. Worship the Panda, one of the pro drivers, finding himself amongst the silver. Kapiles again, another silver. Starting off, if I'm not wrong, in P11 or somewhere around that. 8 cylinders just following behind him. Kake, Dwajin, then Deepak, and then comes Raja. Just taking a look at the liveries as well. Starboy running the same livery as the last season, as I am into the ground because the car was off jacked. But Dirty Man following next. We do have a missing car on the grid right now. Shocks just behind him. Quantum and Aladdin starting off from the back of the grid. Not sure if that was an necessary move, intentional move by Aladdin to start from the back to just watch the carnage, or whether he could not put in a lap in this quali session. But that's your grid order for today's race as we wait for the 2.5 minutes of the setup time that these drivers get, and which these drivers are utilizing to the full to set up their fuel for the 20-minute race that we are about to have, as they will head down the first corner and do their short formation lap in some time.
Now that you mentioned Aladdin having a strategic move to not set a quad lap and start at the last, I want to throw this question to you guys. If you had if you would set a quali lap, knowing that you would be in the midfield on the track like Hungaroring, would you go for it, or would you prefer starting from the last as Aladdin is doing currently?
Uh, If it was me, I would have gone for it, because considering it's Hungaroring and very less overtaking opportunities, maybe I can hold the pack even if I don't have the pace, and somehow I get a good time in quali. But I would like to know from yaddyvirus what he thinks about it.
I would actually do the same thing as you, just for a very different reason. And that is, if you're starting in the back of the grid, okay, we have the formation lap beginning.
That's
Already,
okay.
Yeah,
We
I
still
was.
have some time in this formation lap. As you see, drivers going forward and backward, just for the viewers watching. So the way you warm up your brakes and tires is by giving a throttle and brake at the same time, or throttling and then braking. As we cross the start finish line, we should be green flag, and there's the green flag waved by the marshal there, as we see Jackster, Davleshing getting the good enough exit that he needs to keep the position, as it is a drag race down the first corner. We see 4 wide going behind in the field. Everyone,
I think a Bentley
oh,
flying, a Bentley flying, a Bentley hitting a Bentley.
a Bentley hitting a Bentley. I think it was a contact between Prakhar and Jackster, if I am not wrong, and Jackster has been sent to the back of the field right now, or maybe the timing screen is just glitched and we'll get to know in some time. But right now it seems like there is already a straight line forming between the drivers, but behind, the AM class drivers are not budging. They are not ready to make a single file line for the turn 4. Why would they? They want the position on the track in the first lap itself.
Meanwhile, Couple trying to be very aggressive on Taggy in the Bentley. Couple has to hold off. We have the Ferrari trying to go for the move on the outside. Does not impact off as well. Now this is the sector where the drivers are gonna be little less aggressive on overtaking, since they might push each other off and end up getting warnings and a drive through as well.
Yes, indeed. As we have, as yaddyvirus said before in this race beginning, there are bunches of 4 that form in the race. We can already see the top bunch just creating a gap, and we have Panda, who is holding off a couple of drivers there. It seems like it, and he's doing a very well job in doing that. Although it's just the first lap of the race.
The Porsche does have an illegal corner speed and acceleration, so it's going to be a no-brainer for him to hold them back. But as we see the Bentley getting with the slipstream, going to the outside, Panda takes the inside line. Is it going to be a switchback? Yes, it is, and the Bentley
And
gets
he
the
sticks
move
it.
done. Beautiful.
That was a beautiful switchback. I felt that Panda went in a bit too shallow and compromised his exit as well in the process. He didn't need to go that shallow for that corner.
Well, I think no matter what he would have done, Jackson would have still flown by sometime or the other, because just 2 corners he's already way ahead.
And we anyways know that Porsches are not good on the straights. It is illegal on the corners, but not on the straights at all by a far margin. So that was definitely not helping him in the cause.
See the Bentley on the rear view mirror of McLaren of Sai Prithvi. Oshang is trying to get the move done, since he knows that Panda is going to hold Sai Prithvi back, and it's going to be the golden opportunity for Oshang to get that move done, get one more position out, and to get promoted to P7.
Yes. Let's go on the battle going up in front of these guys, because it seems like the top 4 are trying to battle it out and try to break away from the pack from P4 to P8, as Marsum is looking for a lineup on our controller boy AJ. He will look for making an overtake as soon as possible, so that he can get and catch up to the guys in P1.
Can we go on board of Force Yusin? I think it's damage, or is it the other
Who?
Bentley who spun out in the last position?
Whom do you
Oh,
want
it's
me to?
Quantum. Oh no, never mind. It's Quantum in the last position.
Yes, it seems like he's not having the best of the starts, but for now in the lead as well. It seems like everyone was successful in holding up the driver behind, both Panda as well as AJ, keeping Masoom behind and Panda keeping Sai Prithvi behind him. So it's a battle of the pros. We already see all the pros in the top 7 lining up for their move. We do have
We have stop car. We have stop car number 28 after turn 1. Is that?
That's not a stopped car, that's a flying car probably. You are not supposed to be there, man. I don't know where it has gone, but it seems like someone disconnected, and because of which this is happening. Meanwhile, Strox is in an intense battle with Deepak Raj for P19 right there. And Deepak Raj in the Nissan GTR, not gonna lie, that Nissan GTR looks beautiful as he sends it down. That's some brilliant racing there. He just sends it on the inside, just jinxes him that he's going for the outside, but nope, he's there on the inside and he takes it on the chicane. That's a beautiful overtake, not gonna lie.
That was full send. That was his full send, and inshallah, boys played well. That was a beautiful move from Deepak Raj in that Godzilla.
Yes, indeed. We do still have Masoom trying to look for a move. Does not get a better exit than AJ. In fact, AJ gets a better exit than Masoom. So he will have to hold off for one more lap, as we have Quantum in the pits with a broken hood. Completely broken hood indeed. So
yep, that answers my question as to why he was so far back.
yes, that definitely answers your question. Meanwhile, Panda still holding him back.
I think Panda might be punching himself for going that shallow on the first corner.
Yeah.
Letting Oshan or
Jackster.
Letting Jackster do the switchback. That was a good switchback. That was
Yeah.
beautiful.
We do have a pack of Kapil and Eitzel trying to battle it out.
I have experienced battling with Eitzel. He's one of the cleanest drivers I've come across, and also one of the clean. He's aggressive in a very clean way. He's aggressive, but is not overly aggressive. He knows when not to push. And I've had a good few battles with him on, I think, Branzhaj and Misano. He's a lovely driver to battle with. And I think Kapil is going to have a hard time overtaking Eitzel, since I know the pace that Eitzel holds. And I think he's been grinding the game a lot since I've stopped racing. So it's going to be fun to watch these guys battle out. Because Kapil himself is no slouch when it comes to ACC.
You know, we do see Kapil having some kind of damage, not from this camera for sure, but there seems like some front end splitter paint has come off, so it does seem like he had some incident. Meanwhile, Eitzel seems completely clean on his car, so maybe that, as we say that...
Did we see something? Did the boards hide something?
The birds hit something. I feel that Eitzel lost his car on the exit and Kapil got a much better exit than him and was trying to go side by side but couldn't, and he had to slide back into the slipstream of Eitzel. Maybe he will look for a slipstream and an overtake on the straight. What is the speed comparison between Bentley and Aston? I have no idea.
Likewise, I have stopped racing for the past 4 months.
Same here.
So let's go on board someone else. Oh, we have a battle between the Sky Sports car of Dodiman and Prakhar. Prakhar overtakes Dodiman. Prakhar being the Bentley who got yeeted off into lap 1 by Jackster. Not sure whose fault, but there was contact between the two Bentleys, and now he is trying to make a comeback in the race.
Yeah, he has made up quite some ground, being sent to the back on lap 1.
Yeah, and I believe he might have had some damages as well, which he is dealing with right now. But it seems like the pack in front is also closing up. We have a battle. Oh, again, Panda is still holding up the McLaren of Sai Prithvi. I'm not sure what is going in the minds of Sai Prithvi right now, as he looks for a shows his face on the inside but then ducks back behind him.
Oh, he must feel so frustrated. I know how that feels like. I was held back on Brandsatz for so many laps by Eccentric on the Bentley. It gets so frustrating. I can understand him just trying to go for a move anywhere. Just give you one opportunity, I'm gonna go full send on you.
One shot, one opportunity, that's all he wants. But for now, the only bet that he has is somehow Panda getting slightly bad exit from the last corner and then he can eat the Porsche alive on the straight. But that's not what is happening, at least in this lap for sure.
Panda, I don't think is going to make a lot of mistakes. He's one of the most consistent drivers I've seen. If not pace-wise strong, he's at least strong in the consistency side. He's beautiful when it comes to consistency, and I think it's going to get difficult for Cyprus to get the move done. He might get it done in the race too.
Yeah, anything can happen on the start-finish line, but it seems like even Jackster is catching up to this pack. Like, I don't remember him seeing just 1 second behind the top leader pack, so definitely Jackster has been unleashed and he is going for that top 4. Meanwhile, Sai Prithvi still holding it back behind Panda as we are halfway done into the race. It seems like Eitzel and Kapil are also inseparable at the moment. Both seem to have the same pace right now on the grid. We do have Dwajin, who is still battling it out. Prakhar has closed in the gap to him, and Prakhar will be looking for a move on Dwajin as soon as possible, possibly before the end of this lap itself, as we see him getting that close to Dwajin as he is trying to squeeze Dwajin out on the track and just shoves his front bonnet on the inside. They are still going side by side into the final corner. Dwajin breaks up a bit early than Prakhar does, and Prakhar gets the better exit than Dwajin and manages to overtake him.
In my opinion, is no use bad defending Prakhar. If it's Prakhar, just let him pass and use his slipstream to at least get higher up in the order. Defending the Prakhar is just going to slow down you and slow him down. He's just on another level when it comes to pace. It's no use defending Prakhar. He's just too good.
Yeah, +1. Meanwhile, on the subject of liveries, and since nothing much is going on right now, is that a Godzilla on beside a Godzilla?
Is that a Godzilla with a red neon with blue orbs shooting? What?
Yes. Yes.
My VFX mind cannot comprehend this. No.
Yes. So that's a Godzilla on a Godzilla shooting his whatever.
I like it. I like that. If it's actually what is that?
I have no idea. Mukatta Kurundka. I have no idea. We might need to ask him later on after this race is done. Considering that he is still in the top 3 of the AM class drivers, we will be bringing him for interviews as well, possibly. So we will ask him what is written on the back of his car.
If it's actually him who made the livery and not downloading it from somewhere else, that's actually a very creative livery. Not gonna lie. I like it.
We will confirm that as well when we are interviewing him. Hopefully we are interviewing him, as we have a battle for the lead, it seems. Right now, Davlesh Singh being hunted down by Myth. Currently seems like Myth did some mistake. I am not sure. Sorry. Davlesh Singh did a mistake. I am not sure about that.
Italian mafiosa versus the British. Who comes out on top? I'm gonna put my bet on the McLaren of Myth, because I drove McLaren for season 3 and I love the car, so I'm gonna be biased on the McLaren. I love the car.
In the last race, Myth had a bad luck and got a disconnection, which resulted him starting the second race from the back and not finishing the first race. But today he is here to redeem himself, and let's see how much redeeming he can do as he loses all the rear. But you know, in McLaren, once you lose your rear, you have to go on full throttle to correct it, not leave the throttle, which is beautifully done by Myth there.
Myth does have, I think, some on-track, like real-life on-track racing from Hong. So that experience is going to help him to probably overtake Davlesh, who is very aggressive and very, very godlike on the Lamborghini.
It does seem like Davlesh is missing some of those apexes, which I think he should be hitting. and maybe that's why Myth is catching up to him. But the top two seem to be have flown off. Meanwhile, it also seems like Masoom has fallen behind Jackster in P3. So that's a move that happened a couple of laps back, which we couldn't capture. But this is the current battle for the lead that is going on. There is the Jackster and Masoom battle that is still going on. So I believe Masoom would have lost it in one of the stunts that was done by Jackster, or maybe Jackster is just having the pace today in this race.
I would call Masoom the professor of ACC. He doesn't work on his emotions. He actually calculates everything, grinds.
Yeah.
And he was not one of the fastest drivers when he first started out, but then he's grinded his way up to the top. And I think it's going to be a very calculated move from Masoom.
You know, the way you called him the professor, I could not agree less. He's the one who knows the most about the setups probably in this community. So calling him a professor is not at all a bad term to be used.
The best thing is he wasn't knowledgeable before this. He actually researched his way up there.
Yes.
You know, played with the settings, go out on track, try it out. Alright, so this does this, or I'm going to try another thing. Does this work? It does not. Alright. Let's do some more research then. Going to Coach Dave Academy's website, reading out everything that website has, word to word. That man is dedicated to what we love as esports and sim racing.
Yeah, it does seem like Panda got the better exit there. This time he was, Prithvi was closer than previous lap, but still not
Just
able
look
to.
at the difference between the two laps. It's barely 0.05. These two lads are going at it with 4 more minutes to go. The advantage of the race schedule that we have at IRC is that in both the races is so short that the drivers can push all the way through to the end, and that goes for showing us amazing races as we have Panda defending for the past 17 minutes.
Yeah, that is for sure. But yes, if you like long races, even that we have in store, I think probably the next round is gonna be an endurance race format. So it is gonna be a 1.5 hour race in the track none other than Nürburgring, or as I call it, something else. But right now Masoom is still holding behind Jackster, and it seems like where is AJ? Okay, I just noticed that AJ is in the pits. Not sure what happened there now.
It's a strategic pit stop.
And I believe there might be some disconnection that has happened because he is not leaving the pits whatsoever. So I think that there was some disconnection because of which he has gone back into the pits, but do not quote me on that. I will have to take a look at the replay file to confirm you with that.
Can we
But
go to P9 and P8 between Eitzel and Couple?
yes, sure, let's go there.
Yeah, they're very close. They're very close.
And you know, Prakhar is also in the mix there behind them. So it's a 3-car battle as Prakhar again tries to put his bonnet on the inside in that last second corner, as he did to someone else a couple of laps back. But Kapil, being the more experienced person, closed it completely towards the end of that corner, as it is a proper drag race.
And we have a first drive-through, courtesy of Supreme Admiral Aladdin.
It seems like Kapil missed the corner into the turn 1. Complete apex miss as they go side by side there. Hello Corsa will be lighting up completely red with a car on the right or a car on the left as they go into turn 2. A bit of push on the outside, but that's okay. That's just racing. That's not what happened between. Okay, let's not get controversial there, but
well, I'm gonna say that looked very reminiscent of Max Verstappen and Mick Schumacher through the exact same corner.
Yes, +1 to that, but it seems like Prakhar is not happy because we saw him flashing his lights onto Kapil there, and he wants the way past, but Kapil being Kapil, no matter how quicker you are, you have to earn the move on Kapil.
he is not wrong. You need to earn the move. It's your fault you got yeeted out by another mid lane. You get the move done on me and I'll let it pass. I'm gonna let it pass just for no reason.
Just look at how close Prakhar is. Meanwhile, leaders have started their final lap. We have got the notification from the game as Prakhar looks for the inside but then decides to go back again. Will he again look for the outside or the inside? Inside it is! No, it is not. Oh, it is. It is. It's still there.
He managed to squeeze his way. Oh, but has fallen back.
Oh, this is the
going to be
reason why I
close.
love this game. As I think Itzel almost lost his car.
Yeah, I think Etzel missed his braking and just yeeted off in the final corner, but still manages to get a brilliant exit for the straight because it was a wide entry. As we see Prakhar showing his face on the inside, he is telling
Full
Kapil,
send, inshallah. No,
No.
never mind. Okay.
no, there is no send, but there is the apex that he needs to follow. Again, it's the recreation of the last lap. Let's see right now if he gets again pushed. Oh, there is some contact again.
They've touched mountain. They've touched.
This is some brilliant racing that we are getting to see here.
Oh, it's beautiful. Carry is going to do a Hamilton on Alonso. Is that going to be Hamilton on Alonso? No. Couple tries to push him a little wide. Oh, too close. Too good. No, I cannot yell. My neighbors will yell at me if I yell too loud. That was just too good. That was too good.
That was so brilliant. He made it on the outside, scared Kapil enough that Kapil had to brake way more than what he needed to, and he just got the position done. His next target would be Itzel, who is ahead of him. But meanwhile, let's go to the top two. This should be their final lap, and that's the finishing order for you on the top. So it's Davlesh Singh defending off against Myth, Jackster in P3, Masoom in P4, Jackster just stopping on the track and almost creating a collision there. Worship the Panda was able to defend completely with Sai Prithvi till the last lap and finishing P4 and P6. P5 and P6 respectively. Oshan will cross the line in P7. 8 cylinders is still holding off Prakhar there behind him. Will he be able to hold him off for a bit more longer as Prakhar goes really wide behind Kapil looking for the opportunity but was not able to capitalize. So it's 8 sil. Then
Oh no, there it is. There it is.
Had to be.
Somewhat of that, it had to be.
Yes, I'm not sure if that was just him taking out frustration on not being able to overtake him for a lot of laps or what, but there it is. As we have the other drivers crossing the line, Kake crosses the line. We have the car of Psyduck in P20 who is about to cross the line as well. Right now, one of the last drivers to cross the line. We do still have Aladdin who is running in P17 who will be crossing the line now in some time. So again going on the grass, completely forgetting that line has not been crossed, but that's the race for you guys. This is your order for today. Davlesh Singh finishing the race in P1, followed by Myth. A brilliant defend by Davlesh Singh on Myth. P3 by Jackster. P4 by Masoom. Again a brilliant defend by Jackster there. Worship the Panda in P5 and P6 by Sai Prithvi. Was able to hold off Sai Prithvi for the entirety of the 20 minutes of this race. P7 by Oshan. P8 by Etzel. P9 by Prakhar. P10 by Dodiman. P11 by Deepak Raj. P12 by Raja. And he has moved to P14, so there might be a couple of drivers who left the session or something that time, but this is your final order. We will soon be back with our second race for sure, but till then we have to set up the second grid, and I hope that we will be listening from the Pro, Silver as well as AM driver winners in some time.
That move is still playing in my head. The move with Kapilis by Prakhar. That was just too good. That was too unreal. That move is just playing in my head frame by frame. It was pin perfect. It was just spot on. You couldn't have gotten a better, more cleaner move than that. And Kapil also hats off. He was trying to put on the aggression on Prakhar, but it's just Prakhar still like spot on. He just went for it. Full send, inshallah.
Yes, meanwhile, I think we have started to see the podium finishers come in. So you guys carry on with the interviews. I will be back with you guys. I think SD will be joining the com box for the interview as well. A special commentator for interviewing our race podium winners.
Hello. Yep. Yeah. So I was watching the race. It was one of the best races I think I've seen. It's quite close at the top. I think we have the top two here from the pro category. That is Davlising and Myth. So yep. The Davlising won the race. I guess. If I remember correctly. How was the race start for you? Because I think at the top, I think it was just less than a tenth between you and Myth in quality.
Yeah, I mean, the start was actually, I actually fell back from my starting position a bit. So then Myth was quite close to me going into T1, but I sort of got a better exit somehow and just kept it.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. I think throughout the entire race we were following it's quite close. I think both of you were like you were like losing a bit in this corner while other was gaining a bit in that corner. But at the end of the day, I think the exit from the last corner was crucial for you, and I think that would have said because throughout the entire race, I think the gap was within 5 tenths. So yeah,
Yeah.
kudos to you. Very good
Thank
racing,
you.
and yeah, good luck for the next race.
Thank you.
Yep. So moving on to Myth. Myth, how was the race for you? I think it's just there, wasn't it? Like a little here and there, maybe a bit more braver on the brakes, and I think you would have had the bliss.
Yeah, absolutely. Like even quali, I messed it up and couldn't get a final run in. And in the race, honestly, I couldn't do much. Like it was quite quick in the straight, and every time I think the last corner it was really hard to follow, and he always got a better exit. And whatever chances I got, it wasn't possible to overtake on the outside. I felt I had good pace, but it was just not it.
Yeah, I think it was witnessed because I think when we were on board, we saw the blissing miss one or two apexes, but yeah, the straight line advantage wasn't enough. But yeah, good race from you. Kept it clean. I think it was quite close in the end. So we hope to have the same race next in the same scenario in the next race as you both will be starting top two yet again. So yep, all the best for the next.
Yep, thank you.
Yep. So we have who is it now in the VC? We have Eitzel with us. Am I right? Eitzel, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Hello.
So Eitzel, I think you finished second in the silver category, if I'm not wrong.
Correct, but by the skin of my teeth, yes.
Yes. So I was gonna with that. So yeah. How was it? Keeping couple behind? Because I think that was one of the battles we were keenly following throughout the entire race, and that, to be honest with you, it looked very close.
It was very squeaky bum at all times. It was difficult to keep couple behind because in sector 1 I was pulling away. Sector 2 and 3 he was kind of catching me up, and then I gained all my time on the last corner. He was struggling a lot through the last corner. I got a much better drive than him pretty much every lap, and then towards the end, I think last 3 or 4 laps, we had a certain Prakar Vats also join us briefly. He was also battling it out with couple, and I think given another lap, Prakar would have probably got me as well. So the second race, it's going to be very, very, very tough for me. I think it's going to be possibly a drive of my life keeping these guys behind because they're a lot faster than me in sector 2. But yeah, that was extremely challenging. But apart from that, that was pretty good. I think it was a good first race.
That was a very stern defense from you, I would say. Yep. One or two mistakes were there, but I think it was not enough for couple to capitalize on. And yep, very well defended, and we hope that you can continue defending this next race. All the best to you.
Thank you.
We have Kapil here, but I'm guessing that he won't be able to speak. So yeah, just wanted to let you know that a good race from you, although battling with Prakar might have not been the best choice given that he's a pro category. But yeah, anyway, all the best to you for the next race. Moving on to, I think, with the race server is up. So just moving on to Deepak, I think you finished P2 in the AM category, if I'm not wrong, Deepak?
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, how was the race from you? Because normally we followed the top, but yeah, I think it was quite close in the AM category as well because we saw some weaving here and there. in the middle
Yeah,
of
it
the race.
was quite chaotic in the back as well. And lap one, I had a good start, but I kind of got rushed on the outside into turn three. And Nissan being Nissan, the wheels just spun out, and somehow I kept it away from the wall and away from the competitors. And after that, it was just damage limitation, trying to put in as consistent laps as I could. But man, it was chaotic in the back.
Yep, I
And
think
I really
yeah.
do feel bad for Kake as well. He was running really good race, but I think he had some incident and he kind of got taken out in front of my eyes. Aladdin had a very scrappy race today, so yeah.
Alright.
In the end, that's what just happened. And in the end, Dodiman was also putting up a really good defense. I was chasing him for P1, but I just got spooked in the penultimate corner. But yeah, that was it for my race. I'm looking forward to the second one. We'll see.
Yep, all the best to you.
From
I
the
think.
other commentator side, we had a question, especially Nirma had a question. So, the livery that you were running today had a Godzilla on the side on Godzilla. So, Nirma was asking whether you made that livery or whether you downloaded
No, I don't have that much time on my hands. I just don't need it.
it. Well,
Yeah,
nevertheless,
it still looks good.
yeah.
It looks really good. So yeah, I'm really intrigued with the liveries that everyone is running.
So you have no clue what it says on the back?
Yeah, we have no idea what it says on the back. So
Yes.
maybe enlighten us. Maybe it's something that is not shareable on
That's
stream.
the entry
Enlighten
level
us.
anime meme stuff, but okay.
All right. Awesome. I think we have the server up already. If I'm not
Yes,
Yeah,
the
the server
server
has
is
been up.
the server is up. We are waiting for drivers to join in.
All right.
All the drivers. I think 19 drivers are in. So we'll soon be forwarding this session. But that was a brief interview with all our race podium finishers of the respective categories, and hopefully we will be hearing from them again after race 2 is over, and hopefully they can hold up their positions or maybe gain a couple if they are in P3 and P2. But meanwhile, the server has been set up and we are almost ready to go racing.
Yep, I think yaddyvirus unfortunately has a technical issue, so he'll be joining us in a couple of while I just substitute for him until he.
Okay, we have a commentator substitution going on, live commentator substitution right there. We are still waiting for a couple of drivers maybe to join in. Till then, SD, what has your take been on the race, and especially on Nirma's accent, much beautiful.
Oh yes, I was really
Wait,
surprised.
what? I don't have an
Although-
accent. I don't have an accent.
I clearly know you good enough to know that you have an accent. But
Let's ask the
given-
chat, what do they
Yes.
think? Does Nirma have an accent or not?
still, it keeps it really fresh. I would say. All the Indian accents get out of it. So I mean, you always want to have a gem among other dirt. So that's always works like that. So.
I'm the most lovable person on the IRC community.
Yes. Until it's 1 a.m. So
Let's not
it's
get
So-
into that live.
So for
It's all
people in the chat who didn't get their favorite driver's interview done, just to inform, basically we did inform each and every driver after the race got over, separate pinging them, asking them to join for commentary. But people who were not able to do so, we couldn't unfortunately get their point of view for the race. But for sure, maybe after the race 2 is over, they would look at the ping and we might get, and if they hold up their position, then you can definitely hear from them after race 2 gets over as well. So that's an update. People in the chat telling, race 2 is gonna be fun. Obviously, even we are looking for race 2 to be fun, as the session has been forwarded to the next session. So let's just hop on board the race itself.
Yep. So yeah, there was a very although I was not here commentating, I did catch the entire race, and yeah, it was a really good race to watch. I was a little skeptical though, because given that the differences in classes, there were, I would say, not say lower classes, but difference of class people fighting amongst each other, which is kind of unnecessary. What do you think about that? Especially referring to the Prakar couple battle.
Yeah, I believe there has been some mistake in the entry list as well, because I see even the pro drivers being marked as AM.
Oh my
Silvers are fine, but only issue is with the pro category. So I believe the script was not updated when we decided to go with the pro category as well, and that's why we are seeing them represented as amateurs. But fret not, we do have a rough idea of who all are in the pro. So the top 6 are in the pro, and P9, that is Prakhar, is also in pro category. Apart from that, rest all red marked people are in the AM itself. So you can consider them in AM itself. But one more driver that I am really excited or willing to see how he does is Tegi is one, because in the quali he was on the top of the charts in silver. As we say that, he again disconnects. So there goes my hope.
If in chat please,
who am I talking about? Sorry, I didn't catch it.
Tegi is one. He was P21.
So
As
Tegi.
Nirma said, yeah.
So Tegi, for people who are in stream, maybe if they were last year, it's actually Manupuri. If you remember last weekend.
Yes.
He was the guy who won one of the races in silver. So yeah,
Yes.
it's Manupuri for your reference.
That explains it. But this is your order: Davlesh Singh, Myth, Jackster, Masoom, Worship the Panda, Sai Prithvi, Oshan, 8 Cylinders, Prakarverse, Kapil, Ace, Dwajin, Dodi Man, Deepak Raj, Raja, Starboy, Kake, Aladdin, Shock, and AJ and Sidak rounding off the grid for us today.
Yep, I think we are missing a couple of drivers, if I'm not wrong. I think due to disconnections and maybe other such issues. So we hope that they can join in the next minute. But other than that, I think we'll be going with the grid that the Pansu shared that couple of 1 minute.
Yes. Even if they join in now, they will be starting off from the pits, so they won't be happy with it at all.
For race 2, what I'm looking forward to is not actually Prakhar Watts on the podium, or at least P1. What I'm looking forward to is, can Panda still defend? Is what I'm going to be looking for the next 30 minutes. Can he still defend and hold that P6 or P5?
Yeah, there was a lot of chaos because of the disconnections that we saw, but everyone has formed up. They will cross the Marshall, and there's the green light. Jackster again getting better start than Myth, catching Myth again off guard. This time, although Jackster is on the outside of Myth, Jackster getting a better start than Myth. Will Jackster? Oh, there is. Oh no!
Prakhar! That was Prakhar, right? Oh my god,
that was Prakhar.
A Bottas on the entire grid. That's not a crash. That's not an incident. That's a murder right there, ladies and gentlemen.
I think around 6-7 drivers have been turned around.
Yeah.
Can we get the leaderboard back? Because I think
I don't think the leaders are affected. Luckily, unlike the race.
We do have a drive-through for Dirty Man as well, but yeah, it doesn't seem like the leaders are affected.
I think there was some people from the top got taken out.
So it was Myth who got taken out, and Oshan has replaced him. He worshipped the Panda and Sai Prithvi were the lucky ones to just get past, and I believe even Eitzel, Dwajin and Kapiles being one of those lucky people. AJ being the lucky guy to start from pretty much the last of the grid and making up so many positions because of that incident, and is now running in P8. Masoom also got the short end of the stick there, as so did Jackster. So all of these people suffered a lot because of what happened there.
So not only did they lose positions, they might have had damage as well. And around this track, a damage, any seconds worth of damage is going to be very detrimental for the downforce. So
yeah.
Masoom, especially in the Ferrari where downforce is everything, I hope that he doesn't have damage.
Yeah, as we see already people entering into the pits, people having the more damage than what they anticipated. Oh no, that was Dodiman going into the pits for his drive-through penalty to be served for starting off in the wrong position probably. So he will be serving his... Oh, there is one in the pits. Oh, that's the disconnected car of Tegios 1, as we have a battle going on between the Myth, I think,
and Myth.
Yes.
Yeah, it's an easy move for Myth. It's just going to be climbing back up.
Yeah.
If we can go back to the replay and see what happened and why did Prakhar go off track blatantly? It's just go off track and blatantly went off track, which is surprising from a driver of his caliber. to be honest.
Yeah, I would assume that he broke too late, and just to avoid rear-ending the car up front, he just went wide. But there was
Rear-ended
grass
car
on
in
the
front, he
left.
ended up killing 6 people. Yes.
Yeah, I think that was that was been a wrong decision taken there.
Oh, he breaks
Oh,
up
you were
very
right,
late.
You were right.
Oh,
Way
that was going to be a
late.
slam dunk penalty for him.
Yeah.
That
He
was
just
very
got
late.
caught off guard by the braking of the Bentley up front, but I believe the Bentley was braking at the right point. I think Brucker was just caught a bit napping, and because of that, just to avoid that, there is no
Oh
coming
no,
back from that.
he hit Panda as well.
Yeah,
Panda
Panda
luckily
as
did not
well.
lose too much, I think, out of that. And there's contact after the exit of the corner as well. So
yeah,
there have
because
been two
everyone
separate
was
incidents.
trying to, avoid the spun out car, and because it is so crowded into turn one, this is what will happen. Let's go on board AJ because I think he came. Okay, I didn't mean to do that, but I believe AJ just gained so many positions in this battle, in this
You can
crash.
go on board. You can go on board. I think we'll have a better
Yeah.
view of that.
Oh, there's the
Oh,
spun
it's a
car.
Ferrari.
Is that Masum already spun?
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! Man avoided 4 people. I don't know how. Every time he avoided everyone. And I believe it's not over yet. Yeah, there is some more action here.
I think that was Dodiman and
Aladdin. And there is some more action on the left. That's between Deepak and someone else that happened on the left. So that's how he is in P8.
This has to be
Definitely
the onboard of the
one-
weekend. To be frank, this
Definitely
has to
one
be the
of the-
onboard of the weekend.
yeah, definitely one of the most chaotic lap ones I've seen on this game because that turn one incident just instigated multiple other collisions. Yeah.
All
yeah,
this.
that on
Hats
first
off to
incident. I
AJ
think-
though.
Yep, definitely, man. That game basically moved around multiple chicanes through turn one. So he did very good to not. I mean, he did have contact. He did spin someone around, but I think that was more of a force majeure than blatantly, intentionally taking someone. So
Yeah, we can definitely see Oshan creating a big train behind him.
I think this might be the race in the back for the race, but look at the gap already. 10
Yeah.
seconds.
Man has just flown. And that's it. Man has just flown. There is no
We'll
other.
see how difficult it is to overtake because the Bentley definitely is one of the faster cars in this weekend.
We should be seeing a couple of overtakes coming up from this pack right now on the straight. Do we have an overtake? It does seem like no, that's Oshan again going really defensive. He's not gonna give up that position that easily as we see AJ sending it down the inside of turn one. Dwajin being really
Beautifully said.
yeah.
Beautifully said.
Dwajin was really complacent there,
As he should be because he's a class below, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. Because you would want to be as intelligent because you want to choose your battles out. Because battling a pro driver while you are in a silver or an AM class is not going to be should not be your main aim on this race.
It won't help you as well at all, no matter what. So just give back the position, fight with your guys as we have Masum. Is that Masum? Yeah, that's Masum. Masum also has joined this pack as AJ again looking for a move on the outside. He is getting frustrated because everyone has been bunched up here.
It's like there's like one guy. It's like if you remember Hungary race start in F1, there's Hamilton starting and everyone else in the pits. It gives me that vibe right now. Well, everyone is basically following each other head to tail, and there's one car just going off in the distance.
Yeah, at least what these drivers have is not so much of a damaged car, except for Masum, who seems to have just, played with his car right now. Doesn't seem in the best of the shape as AJ tries for a wider entry and a shallow exit there. Maybe to get a better run down here, but he is trying to do the same here again, trying for a better exit, but I think that got compromised because of 8 Silkal on the outside.
Interesting. Let's see who's going to be the more aggressor out of everyone. Because if you want to make a move right now, the only way is to just outbreak the car up front and at least try for a block pass. and if contact is made well in that way, then of
It's
course that's now
it's just a byproduct,
yeah, it's let them race, right?
Yeah.
So,
It's very
Masu.
interesting to see people try to overtake Panda and Motion Panda and 8 because those drivers in the race one were defending really well. And if they can defend right now, it's going to pay off because of the number of people that got taken out on turn one. It might actually pay out for those guys if they manage to defend. And if Couple will defend again like he was last time, because Prakhar is still behind Couple. So I want to see if Couple lets him pass this time, or is just going to defend again and let Prakhar take the move on merit.
it's definitely a fight brewing soon. But yeah, more or less, I think Masum will be passing him, depending on how good Dwajin was, giving AJ the advantage while the AJ was going down the inside. So I think Dwajin might follow the same suit with Masum, given that both are in the Ferrari.
Yeah, both running the Ferrari, one in the Pro category, one in the AM category right now. So Masu will be looking for a move on the main straight. Meanwhile, ahead of Dwajin, as Masum is drifting really wide there behind him. I saw him go really wide. Yep, there he is going really wide. Watches his exit completely, but ahead we do have a battle between AJ and Eitzel. AJ sending it down the inside. Enough space is left by Eitzel there. Beautiful overtake by AJ. AJ gets another position on another car, and this time it was Eitzel.
Beautiful move, and I'm really impressed with Oshan's pace today. Even though he's keeping people behind, it's not like he's getting hounded by Sai Prithvi behind. He's just the gap has been around a second. Now it's decreased a bit, but it was like a second and a half the last couple of laps. So I'm impressed by how quick Oshan is.
Indeed, he is showing pace, but he is still not up to the pace of Davlesh Singh, who has just flown off. He's just increased the gap to 13 seconds now, so a very lonely race for him gonna be, not gonna lie, but hopefully he will be enjoying the drive on this track at least, if not the battles.
It's just a Sunday drive for the wheel at this point.
Got a better exit, Sai Prithvi there. Will he send it? No.
I don't think so.
Doesn't have enough straight. I've seen a lot of drivers just making a mockery of the last corner track limits. I hope they are getting the warnings, but because Oshan goes wide there, this might set up a move for Prithvi. But Prithvi himself is drifting through the last corner, and maybe see, there goes one more mockery of the last. But yeah, I think this might be a big send coming up because Prithvi is getting close, but Oshan defends the inside. Takes a very bad line.
Yeah, there will be a switchback move. Yes, there it is. As there is another switchback move on Worship the Panda behind him, but nope, there was just not enough exit speed that he had.
Yep. AJ is looking really racy. I will not. I'm going to put all my chips on him for getting P2 this race because he's looking really aggressive.
Is that going to be a move on? No, that's not going to be a move. Yeah, this is...
Maybe.
Drivers could be sending it over here, just like how...
He is still sending it. That. He is on the outside.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Nah.
On the inside this time? No.
Panda showed the door there.
I think Prakhar was the only driver to have done a move around turn 4. And that was just not any ordinary move. That was
beautiful. Definitely, I witnessed that and then nearly got off my chair because doing that with a GT3 car is different feat. Of course, F1 car is you have more downforce, but around GT3 car is another level.
Will we see some overtakes this lap considering the cars are closer? Let's see. Let's hope for the best as AJ loses his advantage that he had on Panda, but they are again close to each other and so is everyone behind him, so this is gonna be a great battle as AJ looks for he misses the braking point. I'm not sure what he was looking for there, but he goes really wide and I believe no moves for this lap at least.
Yep, Oshan is losing around a second a lap, sometimes 2 seconds a lap. So, yeah, it looks like at this point, like Singh might have to pit for new tires and still be ahead after like 10 laps or so.
Yeah, that might happen soon. We see Masoom struggling a lot with his damaged car. Is now being hunted down by Jackster again. So this is also gonna pan out interestingly if Masoom can hold him back. What I think is not, but Jackster does not seem to have any damage on his car, especially from the looks of it as he comes that close to
And is
Masoom.
that a car spun?
Whoa,
Yes,
that's
that is a car
AJ!
spun. There we go.
Was there some contact between AJ
Yeah,
and Panda?
I think there might have been. We did miss it. We'll get back to the replay. I don't think move is gonna pan out just yet here. Maybe can I go to the replay? Or maybe I
Probably
should.
at the end of the
Yeah.
start finish grid.
Yeah, probably that would be a good time.
Looked like I think he tried to make a move around the outside, but it was just the space he had with the grass. Yeah, probably, yeah.
Oh, there is the send on the outside of the Bentley, but no, that's got
And we have
blocked.
drive through for Oshan. He's gonna
Oh,
stop the
no.
drive, then he's gonna fall down the order. But that was still a beautiful display of pace, as you mentioned. That was too
Yeah,
good.
that was very unfortunate for him. He might be still getting the top 3 in silver. So we'll figure out. Oh, there's a bit of touch there, but
That's
It's
okay.
too
done.
close. It's too
Yep.
close. And he backs off. It's actually
Not back,
off.
so I think he lost his rear on the exit curb there, so he had to back off from that. Eitzel is having a blast of a race today for sure.
Yep, it's again showing us metal that he has in terms of defending when a car much faster than him is behind. He's doing his best, but I think Masoom will not be an easy feat to keep behind.
Yes, indeed. Let's go on board the replay and see what happened to AJ in the previous lap. Whether it was the touch or did something. Has he already fallen back? Oh yes.
Yes. So it's just before the chicane.
Oh.
A bit behind. Yeah, it's
Yes.
before the chicane. Yeah,
Yes.
it's up.
Oh no, he has already fallen back. Yes,
Oh yeah,
Oh, there he is.
I think he just won by the looks of it.
Yeah, he just loses it.
Loses it on the exit curve there, and
Yeah.
yeah, lucky to not hit the wall there.
Yeah, I was
Quite-
going to
quite
mention that.
easy to put it.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
going to mention
the
that's
wall.
pretty good. He's really lucky to not hit the wall. So please carry on with no need to pit.
Talking about pitting, I think Oshan has good service right. Probably in the next lap, he's losing a ton of time staying out and battling these guys. While he can just pit and maybe try to embrace that P2 or maybe P3 that he can get out of this race in the silver medal.
I'm not seeing Jackster.
Yep.
Where is Jackster?
Oh, interesting. Yeah, where is Jackster? We were watching him.
It's
We're watching-
P19 now. I think Deepagras is P19, so I think 19 cars on the silver right now.
Maybe we can go back to the replay on board.
We'll
Give
go
us
back
the-
after this first turn
Yeah.
is done because it's.
I suspect a disconnection.
I suspect as well because if he would have gotten in the pit, I think he would have been last, or maybe doesn't make sense to not just go at the back if you're having a mistake.
Yeah.
I
Let's
don't
go
remember
to
his
the
number,
replay.
so maybe that's where.
That's okay. We do have the HUD and we go to Jackster and then we go. Oh, yes, he has disconnected.
Oh, yes,
He
car
has
is not nowhere to be
disconnected.
seen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man has
Uh,
left
that's-
the server.
That's tough luck for him. It's
And
really.
he just race quit because he was battling with these guys.
Doesn't look like it. I mean, he was very close to Masood.
Yeah, he loses it, as Dipanshu mentioned, and he has damage. But here he loses his car.
Yes,
Oh,
there,
yeah,
there.
yeah, there it is.
Oh no. That was we were on board Masood at the
Yeah. We
Yes.
saw this, but after this he vanished.
probably skipped 5 seconds. I think he might have just disconnected.
Still there.
Yes.
Still there. Still there. Still there. Very close to Masoom, but still there. And there he's gone.
He just
Yeah.
he just
Getting
disconnected in the
disconnected.
kitchen.
Oh no.
Oh no, people are having a very bad luck in terms of
Oshan
disconnections in this
hasn't
race.
pitted yet.
Yes,
Let's
he's going
go.
in the pits now.
Never
So
mind.
drive through being served in the final lap. He held the pack as much as he could. As we see 8 cylinders showing his face on Panda, and he actually goes for the move on the inside. This man is on fire today, man.
Beautiful send there. But still, Panda is still halfway alongside. Will Panda try to keep his car in? Yes. Hey, there is
Yo!
contact.
They touch Martin.
There is no need for this, boys. They're not fighting each other. And Masum gets a very good exit, and that's another. Will he do
Come
it?
on, let's go.
Will he
Alonso,
do another
let's go.
procker?
Let's go, Hamilton, move. No, oh,
No.
beautiful defend from 8 cylinders. I am a fan of this guy's work. That was too good.
Yep, just closes the door and places his car at the perfect place on the track, and that.
And
sends
Prakar
that
was
you-
has it right through. Let's go.
Oh,
Not
Just
good a
something.
race for him. Yeah.
yeah, not a good round for him at all. Because last race, if you remember, he got turned around by Jackster.
Oh
his
yeah, I
Bentley teammate.
remember.
And maybe that will be the end of the race for him, probably.
Yeah, probably,
oh,
possibly.
Probably will be the last of the pros here. He'll still get some points, but yeah, not enough.
Oh, Masum, no. Oh, I thought Masum would send it. Why did he back out? Okay. He was-
Bentley is quite wide, I would say. So I think Masumi doesn't want to get any further damage. It already has. Yeah,
Probably-
and an 8 cylinder is making it wider than it should be.
Yeah,
Anyway.
probably he's holding one of his rear wing by one hand and driving right there, Masum. And doesn't seem like he's enjoying that much of his car as Prakar dives into the pits for his pit stop. Right now it's Kapil v Myth. Myth 1 second quicker than Kapil in the last lap. So let's see how quickly is Myth able to dispose of Kapil. We saw last race Prakar struggled a lot in overtaking Kapil. So will that be the same? It doesn't seem like they're already going side by side. Oh, Myth breaks way later, but Kapil has the
Oh.
inside. No, yes, no,
There's a
no.
bit of contact.
Yeah, but Myth will get the
Couple
move.
will
Yeah.
back off. He's
Yeah.
probably
Oh,
looking for the turn 4
Both of them
move.
went wide. Oh
He's
my
going to be
god.
looking for the turn 4 move. Is he going to go on the inside?
Nah,
Oh no, he
don't
just
think
backs
so.
off.
Yeah.
Come on, Kapil.
Expected more from you. But that's the move done here. Let's go back. No two cars seem to be close to each other except car number 19, and that's Kapil and Myth who just overtook him.
Yeah,
So
now you
Myth,
can just expect Myth to just fly past.
yeah,
We were just expecting Kapil to hold him back, but then this Myth has overtaken him. We can just expect him to fly past in the next few laps.
yeah, now
Meanwhile,
is just
ever since Oshan has gone through his drive-through, he has passed on the responsibility of holding the pack back onto Worship the Panda. Can he make Oshan proud in the next 9 minutes?
Who is making us proud is 8 right now and is doing the same pace as 8 at Motion the Panda right now.
Yeah.
Very good to see. If you would have noticed, the pro drivers, even though they were quite far back after the contact, have still made up the ground to the silvers. Yeah,
Yep.
that's the pace difference there, folks. But yeah, I'm really impressed with 8 cylinders pace.
8 cylinders is sticking in middle of 2 pro drivers. Ignore what you see on the left, but he is still sticking it between the 2 pro drivers, and not even that, he is actually catching up to Panda. So we'll see if he actually decides for a send sometime later in the race, or will he still be sticking behind for the entirety of the race.
It's one professor versus 2 consistent boys.
Oh.
And okay, never mind. 8 cylinders just decide to come back.
But somehow he still keeps the position there.
Commentators curse there, folks.
Yes, live and real.
I didn't even complete the sentence. How was that a curse?
Doesn't need to be completed. it just hits you when it hits you.
Yeah, it's just the motivation or the intention that you had, that only triggered it.
Definitely.
Seems like Myth has caught up to Dwachin. Myth taking all advantage of the track that he is given, no matter if it is on the other side of the white line as well. Move by the end of this lap? Yeah, looks like it, because
so close
yeah.
to being contacted. Happy Mid pulled out of that, and he's still looking to set up a move. The last
Already sending it.
He's already done it. He's already done it.
Grip difference is insane, and the confidence levels.
Yeah, the confidence level is what brought him. That was
8 seconds to Masoom. Let's see how much he can carry. He can catch up. Both have damage, so I would expect him to catch up a lot. But let's see. Probably 3 more laps to go. If we are being honest, should be enough, as we have a fourth DT of the day. Side getting another drive-through.
Side getting another drive-through. I didn't expect Hungaroring to be one of the tracks where you can actually rack up so many penalties. There are corners, yes, but yeah, maybe these drivers are pushing to the limit.
Yeah, definitely. I would expect them to get a lot of warnings in the chicane if you don't get it right, because it gives you direct warnings, and the exit of the fast right-hander in the second. So, you go wide and it gives you direct warnings instead of a track cut. So, I expect those are the two main places where you can get practice.
How far can you cut the runoff area after turn 4? Because Excel is doing that a lot. And not just Excel, a lot of drivers.
The thing is, in this game, as you know, you get a lot of cut messages, cautions before you get a warning. So you can do it like 4 or 5 times. After that, you will get a warning then.
So if he's accumulating those warnings, he might be using them right now to at least muscle back in the next 5 minutes. I see Masoom trying to send a move of few corners back. You can see him getting frustrated, and knowing that he has the pace, probably with the damaged car, but then, this is get one move down on the car and the other focus on the next car, which is Panda, but then he's not able to overtake the Bentley.
Yep, let's go down the order. I'm not sure what happened in the AM Plus. Probably have been taking a lot of AM Plus.
We do have a slow moving car, 420 here.
Aladdin.
That's Aladdin doing Aladdin things.
I'm disappointed. I think Deepak had an incident right now.
Yeah, in the beginning only you saw him getting sideswiped on the left of exit of turn 3. Yeah, turn 3. So,
alright. So yeah, that explains his P15.
Yeah.
Still, good showing. Looks like there were a lot of drivers who have pulled more than their weight, and we hope that this continues throughout the entire season.
Oh, Masoom gets a bad exit there. Mentally able to mount the curves much more comfortably than the Ferrari is.
Myth gained a second last lap. Not quite enough at all, to be honest. Gained the 7.5 that deficit that he has. So getting a much better turn in than the Bentley, but cannot get a better exit out of the corner. So he's getting a much better turn in.
Yeah. Seems like it's a stalemate battle, and I believe this is gonna go till the end.
It will take an 8-cylinder mistake from 8-cylinder to let Masoom pass. Although Masoom would still get P4, it's actually hurting him, making a move on Panda. He has only a couple of laps left, as the leader has already crossed. The leader is 30 seconds. It's a huge gap.
Yeah, he has flown past, so has Cyber3. So,
yep.
These two are just battling. As we see 8 cylinders.
There's your mistake. There's your mistake.
But then even Masoom does the mistake, so kind of nullifies it.
I think Masoom is suffering from a lot of front downforce issues. You see, the car is just tail happy. It's completely, and it's like whenever he's trying to at least put the power down, the car snaps at the impact. So, yeah, he's trying to do his best. Still P4 after a bad turn 1. He'll still take it, I would say.
Yeah, we've said this multiple times, but hats off to Aidsel. I wouldn't have been so consistent if I knew I'd drive on the caliber of Masoom is behind me, I would have been panicking, I would have been sweating. I would have already spun out a few times.
Oh, Masum is thinking of sending it. No, he will have to back
But
up.
there you go. See the confidence on Eitzel. He knows he can defend and he's going to defend. He doesn't care who is behind him.
Gave the room. That's really, really good to see. Masum tries to think and fight for a later part of the race, but I think he's running out of time here. It's 2 minutes to go and maybe a couple of more laps. Not sure if Masum has it at this moment. But yeah, having said that, it's trying to go around the outside in the second last quarter, which will turn into the inside if he can keep it up.
Nope, not gonna happen, sir. We do have Kapil closing on to Dwajin, just 5 tenths behind each other, so we'll go on that battle and maybe we will get a more active battle there. There is Kapil.
He was born at dancing.
That might be because of some damage that he has in the front. Yep.
Definitely, Kapil, definitely if it comes to the last lap, is going to send it down the inside in the first corner.
Yeah.
So let's see if Dodgen is going to be at least complacent in that. See how it turns out. Myth still 7 seconds behind Masum, so yeah, that fight probably is over. The possibility of Myth catching Masum.
Yeah, I think this will be the last second lap that our drivers will get as soon as the leader crosses the lap. The start finish line, we should get the notification of leaders being on the final lap as Kapil full drift through that corner and losing all the time that he had made. Getting back to Masum and Eitzel here.
Oh,
Still
Switchy
side
on
by
the
side.
car.
These guys have been fighting for so long, and Masum is trying to keep it down.
Alright, man, the leader is on the final lap.
Think
Give it a final push.
Otherwise, gets a better exit. At this moment, I would, if I was in Masum's suit, I would just send it down the because Eitzel is known to go wide. I have noticed that he has done a lot of times. I think I would just set up, get a better exit of the last corner, try to keep as close as possible and try to send it in.
Yeah, indeed. We have gotten the notification from the game that the leader is on the final lap. So this will be the final lap for these boys as well. So whatever Masum has to do, he has to do it in this lap, or it's done or dusted. Forever hold your peace.
Yep, the opportunity has passed already, and Eitzel gets a very good turn. Yeah,
He's just gonna fly. Yeah, he's just gonna fly now.
probably that's.
You know that makes me think that Masum is sitting on 3 warnings right now, 4 warnings right now. Because as far as I know, Masum, he wouldn't have lifted off there. The thing that he lifted off makes me think that he might have some warnings which are very close to DT, and he is trying to avoid that.
I think the racing is in the final sector, if I'm not wrong. Let's move on to the leader. He might just finish the race.
Yes,
Yep.
he is in the final sector behind Deepak Raj. If I was Deepak Raj, I would have let him pass so that I would be spared with 1 lap of torture.
We know Deepak, he never backs down. So,
No, there you go.
There it is.
And the racing wins both
Yes.
the races today. It's really good. Really good performance from the racing.
Yes.
Masterclass in the second race. Although having no competition, but still a very good drive from him.
Sai,
Win is a win.
win is a win
Definitely win is a
indeed.
win. We have Sai Prithvi rounding off after having a good first race, stuck behind, I think it was Panda.
Panda,
in the first race.
yes.
But yeah, he was able to get dispose Panda in this race and get the P2. And we have Panda who rounds off P3, flashing his lights. He's really happy.
Yeah,
with
he
the
deserves it.
difference.
Eitzel and Panda with fantastic drives in this race. If you ask me to rate either one of these as my top driver for this weekend, I would not know who to select. Both were amazing in their own rights.
P9 will be taken by Starboy in that Ferrari. He's coming across the final corner, and there's the checkered flag for him. Oshan in P10. A brilliant start from him, avoiding all the incident. But one thing that he couldn't avoid was the drive through, and that's why he's there in P10. He leaves the server. No, he goes P5. I don't know how it works after you cross the line, but we will see the final order. P11 by Raja on the grid right now is about to cross the line. P12 by Kake, who is crossing the line. P13 by Dodi Man, and P14 by Shrox, who is rounding out the final corner. So in the pro we have Davlesh Singh, Sai Prithvi and Worship the Panda getting the podium positions. In the silvers we have Etzel, Dwajin and I believe it was Kapil who got the podium, yes, in the silver. And in the AM we have Raja and then Kake and then Dodiman getting the podium positions in the AM category. So that's the final finishing order for all of you there. Prakhar, after his unfortunate incident into turn 1, complete missing the first corner, ends up getting a drive through in the later part of the race, and then definitely ends up disconnecting from the race. But we do have our podium finishers coming slowly into the commentary box, and SD, I would request you to take it forward.
Yep, I'm just trying to get everyone, catch hold of everyone. Not sure if can you just get the AMP people? I'm not aware of.
Yes,
I missed it.
it was Dodiman, Raja and Kake. So
Yep.
I will try
Just
getting.
give me a moment. Yep.
Kake
Yep,
is
so-
here.
Yeah, so let's go into the top 3 finishers of the pro category.
I don't know.
So Davlesh Singh, let's move on to the pro race winner, of course. Davlesh Singh, another stellar drive from him. Although his competition got wiped out after the first corner, massive crash that we saw. So yeah, the Davlesh Singh, how was it? How was your race? How was the race start? What was your reaction to it? If after you saw the crash in your rearview mirror?
Yeah, actually, it went completely my way. So I had a lot of pressure in the last race, and I was sweating when Myth was falling. So you must know that McLaren is one of the strongest cars here. So yeah, this race I just saw in my mirrors that 3 cars collided. I could just go easy every lap, and yeah, even going easy, this track is so tiring, man.
Yep, definitely. The corners hit you left, right, and center.
Yeah, I
Definitely
was
slow.
getting dizzy and sleepy, and I'm a bit not well today. So yeah, that's still getting the win. Yeah, so
Still, a win is a win nonetheless. You did a very good job, and yeah, might be leading the championship move forward. So that'll be a very good round for you. What do you call a masterclass, a grand slam, by a if you consider quali pole. I mean, if you consider pole
absolutely.
win at the both races. So yeah, a very good race from you, very good round from you, and see you in the next weekend in Nürburgring.
Thank you.
Yep. So we have P2 with us. Do we? The question. Don't think we have P2. We don't have Prithvi with us. So we'll move on to P3. That's Worship the Panda. Panda, how was your race? I saw that you were one of the cars that did not get affected much in the accident or in the crash caused by Prakhar. So how was the race for you?
Absolutely wrong, SD. I had 22 seconds from that impact at the start.
Oh,
I did not
my
lose any
bad.
position. In fact, I gained positions. But driving that very, very twitchy car, already twitchy car with 22 seconds of damage for 30 minutes was really, really tough, man. I
Yep,
was losing more than a second every lap.
Yep, definitely. I think after the lap 1 was done, I think Oshan was leading the pack of 6 cars, if I remember correctly. So yeah. How was that experience for you? Because I think that was like a big bottleneck in the race for you there.
Ushan was lagging really hard. He wasn't rubber banding, but at certain moments he would just, jump ahead maybe. So I was being very, very, very cautious. Already had a very damaged car. I was being very cautious, but Sai Prithvi joined, and then eventually Oshan got a drive through. I got ahead, but Sai Prithvi was just a second faster than me after that, so couldn't do anything.
Yep, I think Sai Prithvi, talking about him, I think he's not in this VC, but yeah, he was behind you in the last race. I think he got one up after the
Really,
incident in this
one of
race.
the best battles ever inside between the last race, man. That was really
That's
enjoyable.
beautiful to see. I hope we tried to catch the best, but I think there were one or two missed. But that was a good race from you. We'll
Thanks, man.
look forward to seeing you in the next Nürburgring.
Big
Uh,
ups to Eitzel, by the way. Eitzel, man, great job.
yep,
That was nice.
definitely. We'll
Yeah.
move on to him. Definitely driver of the day. Driver of the day in terms of
Oh, Sai is here.
he pulled a lot. He pulled a lot more than he could chew, but he did a lot. He did the best he could do actually in terms of the category and caliber of people he was in. But yeah, let's move on to the P2 of pro category. Sai Prithvi is here. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yep. So how was the race from you? Did you? I'm sorry, my memory has been really bad. Did you get caught up in the turn one incident by any chance? And if yes, how was the experience for you?
Race 2, I didn't have a very good start as soon as the lights went green. But that actually worked in my favor because I was on the outside and I saw cars crashing all over the place in my mirrors. I somehow managed to get past everyone cleanly, and I was just behind Ocean and Panda throughout the race. Ocean and I kind of worked together in a way, and he helped me overtake Panda in the second race. I could overtake Panda. It was really fun. It was one of
Yep.
the most fun experiences.
Yep. Definitely. I think I was just interviewing Panda if you were joined in, and he said that we had one of the best battles with you this weekend. So I was very good to see. How was your side of the story? Was that fun to drive? Because in the first race, I think you were behind Panda, and I think it was very tough to overtake that Porsche.
Yeah, in general, it's really difficult to overtake here. Panda did an amazing job defending throughout the race. Even though he was slightly off the pace, he definitely had the defending skills to keep me behind.
Yep. Yeah, that was a good weekend from you. A podium nonetheless. So we'll see you next weekend in Nürburgring.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yep. Let's move on to the silver podium. We have Eitzel with us, winner from the silver class in the second race. Eitzel, my man, how are you? How was that race? Can you explain it after the stellar performance in round two?
Thanks, SD. First of all, I don't have the energy right now to talk because defending against the reigning champion is for 20 minutes is not easy, while also having to contend with a car with whose diffuser is right in your face for 20 minutes as well. I'm just a little lost for words, but once I've calmed down, maybe I will be able to make head or tail of it. I think a lot had to do with that first lap incident. I think if you saw my onboard, you would have proper code brown moments because I had dodged I don't know how I managed to get through that mess, but I made up like 4 positions there. Then Oshan got a drive through, which also, I mean, unlucky for him, but it contributed to the overall. But then defending against Masum might not have been on the cards, but I felt like I could hold him off. He later on, I've found out that both him and Panda had 20 plus seconds of damage. So maybe not the kind of podium, or maybe not the kind of position that I would like to have taken. Maybe unfair. Maybe when it's a little bit more fair, I would have liked to take this P4. But I mean, I'm just slurring my words right now. I'm drunk on a little bit of adrenaline. Yeah, that was crazy, and that was fun most of all.
Yep, well said. Very well said. I think it was very fun to watch you. That battle between Masoom in the second race and battle with the couple in the first race was very entertaining. And yep, we want to see more of this in the next round as well. So see you in Nürburgring.
I mean, with more turn one incidents, maybe. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, thanks, you guys. Take care.
Yep. I think we have Dwajan here. Dwajan, how was the
Yeah.
race? I think you had a lot of people, pro drivers coming from behind, and we did
Yes.
see you giving way to some. I mean, not causing much of a,
True.
causing much of an issue for the people who were coming. So how was the race for you? Because I think you were also one of the drivers who did not get caught in the incident, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't stab a single person, I think, but I think because of T1, I was able to get a good position, and then I just had some battles, I guess, and then two people got DTs, which really helped like gain me 2 positions. I guess it's all luck. This race. I mean, I have come in with no practice, almost no practice. So this is a good result for me. I thought Kapil would catch up to me in the last few laps, but I think even he wasn't able to like control the car, and even I was losing the car in some corners. Yeah, it was a good race, but yeah, really close battles. But yeah,
Yep, very good race from you. Kept it clean. That was more of it. The best thing
yes.
to do at this stage of the race. And yeah, we'll see you again in Nürburgring.
All right, thank you. Nürburgring, yeah.
Anyway,
Last season flashbacks.
Good memories.
Good memories.
I'm pretty
All
sure
right.
we'll have more memes coming from this race.
Yes.
We'll
All
move
right,
on.
guys. Thanks.
Yep. Let's move on. We sadly we don't have who was the third person. I'm really sorry. My memory is really bad.
That was Kapil.
We don't have we have Kapil, but he won't be able to speak. So for the collective community, I'm pretty sure he'll be really good. Happy with the race result, getting 2 podiums. So we'll move on to the AM category. We have 2 podium finishers here, Kake and Raja. Can you please refresh my memory who
Raja.
won the race? Or okay. Raja won the race. So Raja was your AM category winner for the race 2 in round 2. So Raja, how was your race for you? We did not follow much of the order that was like below 10th, but to be honest, we did see quite close. The gaps were quite close. So how was the race from your side?
Yeah, race was good actually. So my target was to finish the race without hitting the walls. So that was my main aim, and I had a good fun racing closer to Kake as well for 4-5 laps. Though it's a bad experience at the T1, yeah, it was good overall. It was good. I felt good.
That's good to see. How have been? I'm just wanted to know from your side, how did you find this track and this car combination that you chose? Because I guess you're still kind of getting used to ACC, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. It's been 3 to 4 months with ACC actually. From the start, I am trying with Porsche.
All right.
So yeah, so I am trying to learn from it. I didn't switch the cars, so it was helpful in this track. The car was very good in this track. There is no long straight actually, so obviously Porsche is good.
I'm going to give it to you. Porsche is one of the tougher cars to drive, and you have directly delved into the deeper realm in the ACC. So yeah, all the best to you.
Thank you.
We hope you have
And
a better
thanks
race.
for the
And
community for conducting this.
yep,
Thanks to
definitely.
everyone
That's
for
for everyone here. So due to everyone's contribution, we're able to do this. So
Thanks for
yep,
that.
we'll see you in Nürburgring as well. Hope
Sure.
you're
Bye.
better. Yep. We have finally our last podium finisher that available for an interview. We have Kake with us. So Kake, how was your race? Again, the same cliche, same age-old question.
Yeah, terrible to be fair. I mean, race 1, I got up to P9 from P13 or 12, but then I got punted at the end of the first lap in T1. Then it was just about going as far as I can. Then race 2 as well. Turn 1, I had a absolute full stop on turn 1. Had an incident with Starboy. And then again, after all that pile up ahead, I gained lots of positions there, around 6-7 positions. But then coming into the second last corner, I had an incident with Prakhar, so I went back to last. So from then on, it was like just going on and on and on without thinking anything. And yeah, could have been better results track position wise, definitely. But I guess I'll take this second position in AM.
Yep, I think that was a good second race for you. But what I was not aware of the incident that happened between you and Kapil in the first race. So
yeah,
was
so
there
I sort
any-
of braked like slightly early, and then Kapil was close behind. So yeah, I got punted off right there. And then in like turn 1, you got that incident on the stream for race 2, where
Yes,
Prakhar
that
went.
was a
But behind that,
prominent race.
yeah, but
incident.
behind that, I had an incident with Shava. Like we braked together, but sort of got squeezed in, and yeah, I
Oh, we
pit
remember
maneuvered
seeing.
him.
We remember seeing
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
spun Ferrari before turn 1,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
before
that
turn 1.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were like facing each other, so legs completely stopped on the track. So yeah, and then of course had an incident at the end of lap second, like second last turn as I mentioned. So yeah, full race incidents.
Yep, still negating the incidents, it was quite a good race. We'll see you again in Nürburgring. Probably it's an endurance race. I am just gonna double check.
Yes, it's an
Yeah,
endurance.
it's an endurance
Yep,
race.
it's an endurance race, so 1.5 hours. Oh, well, I would consider pain in at least in Nürburgring. It's quite a difficult track on its own. So, all the best to you. Hope you have a much better performance next week.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Bye bye. So yep, that's the podium interview done. Stepan should take it over, I guess. The next.
Yes,
the end of
so that's the podium interview done, and that was a brilliant spectacle of a race to watch, definitely. But if you liked what you watch, and if you liked what you saw today, be it action, be it overtake, be it mishaps, and be it accidents, do consider subscribing to us. And if you like to do the same on the track and race with our boys, do consider joining our community. The links to the Discord server as well as the website from where you can get into the Discord server are down there in the description below. And if you liked what you see, and if you want to just be a casual watcher of our races, do consider subscribing. We are very close to that 1000 mark goal in terms of subscribers, and we are growing every day with our Discord server as well, with over 1200 members around now. So do consider subscribing and hitting the bell notification to get notified whenever we go live. But just a heads up, we are gonna go live again tomorrow for our tier 2 race that is gonna happen in the circuit of Mexico. So do tune in for that in the F1 game, definitely not in ACC. So if you are interested in watching that, do tune in that for that. The times are a bit changed. It will be happening at night. What is the time, SD?
9 p.m.
Okay,
9 p.m.
so
tomorrow.
9
After
p.m.
the Qatar GP quali.
Yes, so after the Qatar GP, IRL GP quali gets over, we will be having that race. So do tune in for that. But if you just want to get notified, you can always hit the bell notification. But that's it from our side. That's me, No More Propi, being your streamer today, and joined by lovely yaddyvirus, who had to disconnect sadly after race 1. But definitely Nirma and SD who filled in for him. So a great show from you guys, and a great fun having commentated with you. But that's it from us. Thank you for watching, and have a great day ahead.